Hello. A quick word from Blizzard. We want to start by saying we hear you. Man, I feel like this is what we've been trying to ask them to say the whole time. That's all everybody in this community wants, is just to be heard a little bit. All of the doubling down, hiding, not giving clear answers, and kind of there's more leaks about the developers are going there and all sorts of stuff. It just felt so horrible. And now they are actually saying it. And of course, once again, many people are going to look at this and say, we just want to start by saying we don't want to lose money. Well, yeah, they're a business, and this is the point. This is the point, and this is why kudos to everybody out there. You have to. This is how you have to speak with companies. It's a little bit of a shame that it's not quite as easy, and you can't just put out an opinion and say, oh, hey, I don't really like that Immortal. And then they reply back immediately and go, oh, okay, well, that's fine. We're sorry. Right? You have to speak out loudly to them to really make sure. I think it's just the size versus the size of the voice that you must have, right? If there is a giant, you have to yell at the giant so he can hear you because he's a lot taller. It's harder. He's bigger. It's harder for him to hear little tiny things down there. If there's thousands and millions and whatever of people down below shouting at him, he's going to have a lot easier time to hear. So once again, no blame exactly on them for coming out and saying this. This is everything that we want them to say. And of course, their primary goal is to make money because they're a business. That's a thing, guys. I know we all wish that they were just developers that loved everything and didn't care about money whatsoever because that's it. But that's not the case. They're a company and a big company. So what you're saying is that they should have said they hear us at BlizzCon and not days later in a forum. That would have been a nice start. That would have been, once again, this is the thing. It would have been nice if by end of BlizzCon they said we hear you. At the same time, BlizzCon is already an event that they've planned and set up.
I love you.
And I'm going to pause these. Thank you. Plan, set up. They're there. They got to run things past people above them. I've got a boss as well. I work at a company, and I've got bosses and bosses' bosses and all those things. And a lot of times you're not allowed to speak on behalf of the company without getting prior approval. So, it's late, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Some people are going to say talk is cheap. It's better than no talk. Since the moment we stepped into the office on Monday, we have been discussing everything Diablo nonstop. We're fully committed to listening and engaging, so please keep the constructive feedback coming. Our primary focus right now is poring over that feedback to inform internal discussions, and we'll follow up with further thoughts as soon as we can. Once again, you can sit there and say, it's too late for me. I'd rather have no talk. Things like that. Obviously, it has a little bit of a PR-y look to it. But at the same time, what are they supposed to say at this point? This, to me, says we recognized that maybe we didn't do it 100% the best. Because now we are just discussing it nonstop, blah, 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 blah. I 100% believe they are because they have so many people that are super pissed off, especially their core fan base. Yeah. And this is good. This can go multiple ways. I think that's the important thing to note. This can go to the way that says, all right, we're just going to make the mobile game and keep everything cartoony, and when Diablo 4 comes out, it's going to be a family-friendly game, and blah, 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 and we don't actually end up listening to you guys. Okay, that's no better off than where we are right now. Right now, it's like we're kind of in the lowest point in a way, unless they come out and say we're canceling D4 or D4 is mobile or only something like that. But we're in a pretty like low point over here in the Diablo franchise right now. It's one of these things where it can go that way and things don't really change, and it's just a PR stunt. And if it is, you know what? I'll probably flood their stuff and dislike it even more and go even beyond it, because I'll be even more upset and disappointed and be like, wow, you guys came out here and essentially apologized, said you're listening, and didn't listen at all. And I'm sure everyone in all the communities will be right there with me. Or we can turn it back and start getting back on track. And maybe they come out and say some reasoning around stuff that's been going on with Diablo 4, right? I'm sure a lot of us would love to hear some stuff there. And they could announce Diablo 4 without even announcing Diablo 4, right? They could come out and they could say, what are ideas that you guys would have for the next installation in Diablo? What are ways that we could monetize it? What are ways that we could sell it, play it, things like that, thematically that you guys would like, and we can incorporate it? They could come out and say, here's what we've had with Diablo 4 development in the past. We've been developing it for 3-4 years, but we had to keep changing directions because we were here and then all of a sudden it jumped over to here, right? Blah, 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 blah. So we're, and then they could still come out at a Gamescom or a BlizzCon or whatever and announce Diablo 4 like the teaser, and people would still lose their minds. I think it would be fine. I'm sorry if my sound is jumping from one to the other. I don't know why it has gone back to doing that. I apologize. So, I think there's still to me this is no worse. Them coming out and saying stuff isn't a worse thing. Right? And saying we hear you. Maybe they go off and they cancel Diablo Immortal. Maybe it turns into a ghost or something like that, which would be crazy because I think that they are definitely going to still want to get into that Chinese mobile market. But, right. I don't know. I think it's a great first start. I'm not saying pull down your guard and just trust Blizzard completely and everything like that. Right? No way. Like, this isn't just, oh, we forgive you. It's okay. But this is where they said, we are listening. So now this is where we send them my 3-hour video. Maybe send them other people's videos that are more condensed. And we say, here's all of the reasons that we're disappointed, and here's all the things that we want. Here's why we want them, and why we were disappointed, and why all of these things are pieced together. And this is the stuff that we want you to fix. These are the things that we want you to improve upon. Because right now, I'm not excited to go to another BlizzCon. I'm not excited for Diablo Immortal. You guys have lost our trust. Gain it back. So, yeah. So I think it is the start to further communications. And I am all for that, because that is, it's the start, right? Is it a little late? Sure. But they're coming out and they're saying, okay, we're ready to listen now. It's like when you have a fight, right? Sometimes you need to go cool off for a little bit before you want to come and talk about it. They're coming back. Will they listen? We'll see. If not, we can go right back into rage mode. If so, maybe we can work together with Blizzard to build a new Diablo experience that is going to be better and more that we will like. Is Blizzard my new girlfriend? Yeah, I've been dating Blizzard and Diablo for years now, obviously. So it's a discussion to be had. I'm happy that we can at least begin the conversation. And if they don't want to listen, well, they don't want to listen.